Hello, my name is Lindy Cowling and welcome to my channel. My website is www.lindycowling.co.uk. My email is info@lindycowling.co.uk. If you do choose to email me because you are interested or inspired by anything I talk about my work, please feel free to do so. You will get an automated response and I will get back to you within 2 to 3 weeks. It's not normally a long wait for me to reply like that, but I'm relocating after the weekend and I won't be able to get back to you guys for a good few weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. And in regards to my filming also, I would very much doubt that I'll be filming within the next 2 or 3 weeks. If I'm on camera again, it will be towards the end of the year, depending on how my energy readjusts to the move. It may be into the early new year. Rest assured, I'll be back. That was probably the world's poorest attempt at an Arnold Schwarzenegger line, because divine being or not, I cannot impersonate people for love nor money, but I can retain a sense of humour about that. Put the cookie down. That's another one of his, isn't it, from another film? Yeah, right. On that note, now I've completely lost half the audience that has said, what the WTF? Right. On that note, what a way to start a video entitled Divine Humans stroke Divine Humanes. Divine Humans, Divine Humanes. So what am I talking about? Divine Humans, Divine Humanes. I'm talking about us. I'm talking about this amazing, empowering, enlightening, creationary time that we're living in, where we are waking up, becoming aware of, and starting to embody, activate our own divinity, our own highest state of vibration, our highest state of awareness and perception. That's a mouthful, isn't it? Basically, we've always had it sitting there dormant within us, but as a result of the state of evolution that our planet, that the energy involved with this planet that we are going through, and the opportunities that we now have, we are now tapping into what was dormant within us, what was always there to various degrees. Different human beings on this planet, but other different beings on this planet, some have, the way I would word it, in some ways it's a little bit easier, and they have an advantage in that they are and have been already templated with higher expressions of consciousness, kind of rewired to that automatically. Others were born and have been born and have transitioned through the old-fashioned way, should we say, where they've come through life experience, trauma, drama, roller coaster, gradually had an awakening, or for some people it was a sudden awakening, and then have been letting go of stuff, clearing stuff, letting go of the old programming, you know, waking up that way, all different variations on a theme. But ultimately, the defining factor and the thing that links us all is that all have the opportunity to get to an elevated expression of who they are, which means their perception changes, their reality changes, they are accessing creation. Their whole state of evolution changes. They wish to interact with people in conscious relationships, not unconscious relationships. What do I mean when I say conscious relationships? I mean people that are alongside them as friends, as partners, as work colleagues, as lovers, in sacred capacity, that match their energy, that align with their energy, that complements their energy. We are in an amazing time at the moment where not only do we have this opportunity, but actually the opportunities are increasing because the awareness is increasing. And when I said unconscious relationships, I'm not criticizing that in any way. What I'm saying is relationships, for example, that have existed or still exist for millions in a different capacity, where 95% of the relationship is governed by the physical properties of it, by the subconscious mind. A conscious relationship is a relationship that encourages huge growth, spiritual growth, huge experience for the soul, learning, expanding, complementary to one another, complementary connection, not a connection where there's a disparity in energy, so one is being drained, or a disparity in energy in any other way, not a connection where neither are growing at all, but they just stay fairly static. Divine humans could be another term, another word for what we are waking up into. I can link it intrinsically with the 12D blueprint I've been talking about, with the energy that I describe as newborns, the energy I describe as everything being very, very new, because the slate has been wiped clean, so it's as if all that was there before, the old templating, it no longer exists. So it's really squeaky clean purity. That is a capacity that I would say at the moment hundreds, maybe a few thousand are starting to access. But as the months go on, and as the next few years go on, it becomes thousands and thousands and thousands, and potentially we start running into millions then. Because then it becomes kind of commonplace, the norm really. It will become a natural thing for us, not something that we're just finding out about now and just stepping into now. And the exciting thing is I'm seeing it available to people from all walks of life, in all different circumstances, all different age groups, all different experiences that came before. And it is regardless of their relationship status. So these are people that may not be in a relationship at all with anybody, or they may be somebody that's in a relationship. It's not making any difference to that. Divine humans, the reason I'm calling this divine human humane is there is also a defining characteristic with these people that I am feeling and seeing this happening in across the world. And that is that they are automatically, totally humane. They are humanitarian, service-driven, through and through and through. It is not something they aspire to be. It is not something that they have to strain or try to be. It is automatic. They are just automatically like this. And in fact, the point I'm making is in our divinity as divine humans, divine humanes, the vast majority of people on this planet are actually that. When everything else is stripped away, when all that went before is stripped away, the roller coaster of life, the drama, the trauma, the programming, the belief systems, the old templating, when you strip everything away to just essence and purity, then what remains is divinity, and we are naturally actually very peaceful and very, it's all humanitarian. But there's so many distortions, and have been so many distortions through the human experience and through the mind and through like a multitude of other things that have distorted and bent that and made that almost become like a divine amnesia, almost forgotten within that. But these are the times now where that's all literally coming up to light, you know, starting to be experienced. There were many preparations for this over a period of years. These templates being laid down, these preparations being made on a massive level, universal level. But this is the stage that we're now at. And there are many entry points, like I've said before, especially on the recent videos. I'm repeating myself a little bit, simply because this is very new, and people I'm working with are experiencing it very new, and they are stepping out into a garden barefoot, like I say, like newborns. Very new, and like, whoa, what's happening here? Because this is totally different. I'm absolutely delighted to say, and I do feel this is a key part of my role at the moment in this part of the work I do. There are many different aspects to the work I do, but this key part at the very heart of it seems to be this. People find me via spiritual energy. Spiritual energy can be recognized a mile off. You can have somebody talking about twin flames, soulmates, or anything along those lines, or even anything in a spiritual capacity, and not have any spiritual energy running through them at all. That can be witnessed, seen definitely, and felt. And it can be felt a mile off. And so people resonate to where their resonant frequency is at that time. Spiritual energy, when someone's running high spirit energy, it can be spotted really, really easily and felt really easily. For me, that's always a dead giveaway with the genuine twin flame union. They run spiritual energy through them that's unmistakable. Unmistakable. I can see it and I can feel it. But I can also see that spirit energy of people that are nothing to do with the twin flame union, because they're still running spiritual energy, the spirit of who they are, the soul of who they are, but they're running that very lovely spiritual energy. And this is, like I say, the capacity we all have now. I say we all have, as I've said before on camera, there are one or two exceptions to that. There will be certain personalities on our planet that by their choice of soul or choice of spirit, again, don't choose to experience that. Not everyone's going to choose to experience that. They don't want to experience that, not everybody. And also for personalities that are particularly psychopathic, narcissistic, it's a much more challenging leap for them because they're on an automatic disconnect. There's a disconnect going on, which makes it much more disjointed. They've got to like leap over the Grand Canyon to connect to who they are, because it's so broken up on so many different levels, and so many things that they're hiding behind and masks they hide behind that they're not even aware of themselves, to make that connect to their own peace, their own divine love, their own divinity. I'm not saying that that's not possible, because really anything is possible, but that's far more challenging to make that leap into their divinity, because there's other stuff going on. But like I say, we're in the arena of miracles at the moment now. We're in the arena of creation, and part of this very exciting part of our journey is to realize that anything and everything is possible, because we are being called upon to consciously start creating, not unconsciously, mistakenly, or just sitting waiting for things to take place outside of our experience. We are being called upon to consciously have an active part in that creation, and that is part, again, of us as divine humans, divine humanes. And on that note, I will love you and leave you. If I'm not back on camera until later this year, until around Christmas, I will see you then. And if it's longer than that, it's because I am readjusting, rebalancing, and I really can't, I'm giving myself that space. I'm not going to call it and say, oh yes, it'll be by so-and-so, so-and-so. What I'm doing is allowing myself that space to readjust, come into balance, see where my energy's at by then. So until we meet again, I will love you and I will leave you. And just to make you cringe once more, put the cookie down. I'll be back. Love you guys. Take care. Bye.